Barcelona, Spain up instead of a promised player to help fill the hole left by Neymar. Barcelona made no signings on the final day of the summer transfer market in Spain. Barcelona had been after Liverpool's Philippe Coutinho for weeks, and on Monday Barcelona's sports director Robert Fernandez said the club wanted to bring in one or possibly two players before the transfer window shut on Friday. But the midnight deadline to acquire new players in La Liga struck before Barcelona could pry away Coutinho or find a similar talent to help its attack. Media reports had speculated that Barcelona was also interested in Paris Saint-Germain winger Angel Di Maria and Juventus playmaker Paulo Dybala. The only activity at Camp Nou on Friday was Barcelona's agreement to loan forward Munir El Haddadi to fellow Spanish club Alaves. He played on loan at Valencia last season. Fernandez had also said it was likely that other players would leave the club. But midfielder Arda Turan and the disappointing André Gomes both stayed put. Barcelona announced late on Friday that Fernandez and club official Albert Soler would hold a press conference on Saturday, apparently to explain what went wrong in the transfer window. The failure to sign Coutinho or another top-notch playmaker caps an awful month for Barcelona, which started when Neymar bolted for PSG after the French club triggered his buyout clause by paying a world record fee of $262 million. Barcelona was able to reinvest part of the payout in France winger Ousmane Dembele and Brazil midfielder Paulinho. Paulinho cost $47 million. Dembele's final cost could reach $173 million, making him the third most expensive transfer after Neymar and PSG's new signing Kylian Mbappé. Ever since the U.S. national team suffered that infamous 40 defeat in Costa Rica on November 15, 2016, it was Friday's 2018 World Cup qualifier against Los Ticos, at Red Bull Arena in Harrison, NJ, which loomed largest of all. Follow live USA vs. Costa Rica for two reasons: one, revenge, which is the obvious one, but, more importantly, two, should the USMNT right the ship between then and now they have, under Bruce Arena, it would set up a vitally important match-up between second and third place sides in the hexagonal. Second, Costa Rica, 11 points, 5 GD. Third, USA, 8-3, Grand. Fourth, Panama, 7-0, Grand, with just 3 more games to play after tonight and Panama away to Mexico. A win would put the Yanks 4 points clear of fourth place qualification playoffs. The trip to Russia next summer all but booked. Hit the link above, or click here, to follow along with Sunday's semi-final action. Follow it and IDMAL's a roundup of all of Friday's 2018 World Cup qualifiers in Europe. Czech Republic 12 Germany. Germany gave the Czech Republic every chance they could have done to steal a point or 3, even, but the World Cup holders eked out a victory in Prague. Timo Werner put Germany ahead after just 4 minutes, but the following 74 minutes consisted of the Czechs asking questions Joachim Löw's side couldn't really answer. In the 78th minute, Vladimir Darida unleashed a laser from 25 yards out, hitting the underside of the crossbar and drawing the home side level. 11 seemed destined to wind up the fair final score, but Mats Hummels had other ideas 2 minutes from full time, when he headed home in his 5th international goal. The result sends Germany on to 21 out of a possible 21 points, still 5 points clear of second place Northern Ireland, and now just a single point from guarantee a top 2 finish qualification playoffs. Malta 0-4 England. 21 hours prior to kick-off of England's away clash with Malta, the clock struck midnight on August and gave way to September. Harry Kane, the England and Tottenham Hotspur striker infamously without a single goal in the month of August during his first-team career, this is his 4th season, was more aware of this fact than anyone. How did Kane celebrate the arrival of September? With a goal, of course, and, not just any goal, but the winning goal in the 53rd minute, set up by his Tottenham teammate Dele Alli. Kane would score again, in the 91st minute, to make the final score 40 and notch his 10th England goal in 20 appearances. Ryan Bertrand bagged his first international goal 5 minutes from full-time, a well-struck ball from 25 yards out, and Danny Welbeck took his tally to 15 seconds before Kane's second goal. England's 17 points remain atop Group F, their 2-point lead on Slovakia still intact. 6 points separate the Three Lions from third place, a playoff spot at minimum so nearly clinched already. Denmark 40 Poland. The shocking result of the day came in Group E, where third-place Denmark put 4 unanswered goals past first-place Poland. Tottenham's Christian Eriksen was, predictably, the star man for Denmark, playing a pivotal role in all 4 goals, scoring 1 himself and assisting on the other 3. Denmark 13 points moved to within 3 points of the top spot in the group and remain level with Montenegro for second place, though still behind on goal differential 10-8. Elsewhere, Group C: Norway 20, Azerbaijan, San Marino 0-3, Northern Ireland. Group E: Romania 10, Armenia, Kazakhstan 0-3, Montenegro. Group F: Lithuania 0-3, Scotland, Slovakia 10, Slovenia follow at Andijmels. The Hague, Netherlands at Robin van Persie's return to the Netherlands squad lasted a half hour. More grading the summer transfer window of all 20 Peter Lieta's clubs. The country's all-time leading scorer was a 64-minute substitute in his team's 40 loss to France on Thursday in World Cup qualifying. On Friday, he pulled out of the national team because of injury. The Dutch Soccer Association says Van Persie, recalled for the France match after nearly 2 years on the sidelines, injured his knee at the Stade de France and will not be available for Sunday's Group A qualifier against Bulgaria in Amsterdam. More: Wayne Rooney arrested, charged with drunk driving. The loss to France left the Netherlands in 4th place in Group A and struggling to earn a possible playoff to reach next year's World Cup in Russia. Midfielder Kevin Strootman will be suspended after getting a red card on Thursday. It's an international week, so you can be forgiven if you're not fully focused on Major League Soccer, but there are a trio of intriguing matchups this weekend. FC Dallas hosts the New York Red Bulls, the Chicago Fire travel north of the border to take on the Montreal Impact, and the LA Galaxy host the struggling Colorado Rapids. Follow all of PST's MLS coverage. Here's a breakdown of the top 3 matchups in MLS action this weekend. FC Dallas vs. New York Red Bulls, Saturday, 9 p.m. ET. Headlining the 4-match weekend lineup is FC Dallas hosting the New York Red Bulls. FC Dallas has been slumping, winless in its last 6 games including 3 straight defeats on the road. If the season ended today, FC Dallas, which at one point this season was leading the conference, would be out of the playoffs, a precipitous slide over the past 2 months. The Red Bulls on the other side are winless in 2 games after winning 5 out of 6 games in July and August. The Red Bulls themselves are just 3 points above the red line and are in need of picking up points on the road. Making life more difficult for Dallas is the fact that it's without 5 starters including U.S. men's national team call-ups Kellen Acosta and Matt Hedges. The Red Bulls on the other hand are only missing 3 players due to international call-ups, with Kemar Lawrence the only notable absence. Montreal Impact vs. Chicago Fire, Saturday, 7 p.m. ET. Similar to FC Dallas, the Chicago Fire are in a major slump and have dropped down the MLS standings. The Fire have lost 6 of the last 7 games, and when star forward Nemanja Nikolic doesn't score, the Fire have won just 2 games out of 14, 8 losses, 4 draws. The Montreal Impact meanwhile saw their 4-game winning streak snapped last weekend to rival an Eastern Conference leading Toronto FC. But the Impact are on the upswing, with Ignacio Piatti recently being named MLS Player of the Month for August and leading the team up the standings. Both teams will be missing starters due to international call-ups and injuries, but it should still be a pretty entertaining game in Quebec. LA Galaxy vs. Colorado Rapids, Saturday, 11 p.m. ET. It's a battle of 2 teams with 2 new coaches after rough first halves of the season. The Galaxy notably sacked Kurt Onalfo and brought back Sigi Schmid to be the team's next coach. The Rapids then quietly showed club legend Pablo Mastroeni the door after his team was sitting in the bottom half of the standings most of the season. Now, both Schmid and new Rapids coach Steve Cook look to get their first wins of the season and try and turn the season around, even though both teams' chances of making the playoffs are minuscule at this point. With Tim Howard and the Dos Santos brothers all missing on international duty, the game misses some star power. However, it will be a great chance to look at the tactics of the 2 coaches and how they're setting up their team for the rest of the season. Full MLS schedule Saturday: New England Revolution vs. Orlando City SC, 7 p.m. ET. Montreal Impact vs. Chicago Fire, 7 p.m. ET. FC Dallas vs. New York Red Bulls, 9 p.m. ET. LA Galaxy vs. Colorado Rapids, 11 p.m. ET.